George Santos, the former New York congressman once caught in one of the biggest political scandals in recent history, is back in headlines again. President Donald Trump has officially commuted Santos' 87-month prison sentence, calling the former lawmaker a rogue, but saying he'd been horribly mistreated. So what really happened here? Let's break it down. Santos made national news after a string of explosive revelations that he lied about nearly everything: his education, his Wall Street jobs, even parts of his family history. Reports later proved he never worked at Citigroup or Goldman Sachs, and that he'd misused campaign donations for luxury expenses and online subscriptions. In 2023, Congress expelled him, the first Republican in decades to face that level of punishment. A year later, he pleaded guilty to wire fraud and identity theft, after investigators found he'd stolen donors' personal data and charged their credit cards without permission. But Trump's new decision changes everything. On Truth Social, Trump wrote, "George Santos was somewhat of a rogue, but there are many rogues in our country who aren't forced to serve 7 years in prison." He compared Santos to Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal, who once falsely claimed Vietnam War service, arguing that what Blumenthal did was far worse. Trump added, "At least Santos had the courage, conviction, and intelligence to always vote Republican." Within hours, the White House confirmed the commutation, meaning Santos won't serve the rest of his sentence, though his criminal record still stands. His lawyer called it the right thing to do. Santos himself had been serving time at a federal facility in New Jersey, often in solitary confinement after reported threat. Earlier this week, he'd even published an open letter pleading with Trump for mercy, writing, "I know I've made mistakes, but no man deserves to be forgotten in the system." The commutation adds to a growing list of Republican figures Trump has granted relief to since returning to office, including former Congressman Michael Grimm and ex-Connecticut Governor John Rowland, both convicted on financial crime charges. Still, critics argue that this move sends a troubling message: that loyalty to the party could outweigh accountability for wrongdoing. Supporters, however, see it as Trump's statement against what he calls a two-tier justice system. So, who really benefits from this decision? Is it about fairness, political symbolism, or pure strategy heading into the next election? One thing's clear: George Santos' story isn't over yet. From fake resumes to federal prison and now a presidential commutation, his saga might just be one of the most unbelievable chapters in modern American politics. Comment what you think about this. If you like the video, then don't forget to subscribe. It really motivates us to create helpful videos.